Now you can start. Yeah. Yes, Kavita, you can start now.
Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. Today the presentation of novel The Great Gatsby, presented by me and Trupti Nayak, Unnati Barodia and Bhumiba Gohil. The table of content, introduction of the author, key fact about the novel, historical background, characters, plot summary, themes, symbol and references. This content we are deal with in presentation. So I am deal with the topic about the author. He was one of the most important American writer of the early 20th century. In his full name, Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald, born September 24th, 1896, at St. Paul, Minnesota, United States of America, and death December 21st, 1914, California, in age 24. Nationality American, genre novel, short story, fiction. Uh, Fitzgerald was a 20th century American short story writer, novelist, and essayist, and also worked as a 1937 in Hollywood to a written film script. He is best known for his novel depicting of the flamboyance and excess of the just age. Fitzgerald, Fitzgerald attended Princeton University but dropped out with a bad grade because he was go to college, but he was not complete her graduation with and come out without degree. In the 1917 to join the United States of America Army during the World War First and assigned to Camp Sharina in the Alabama when he moved to Zali. And after in 1920s he married with her. During his lifetime, he published 4 novels, 4 short story collection, and 164 short stories. And his notable work, The Beautiful and the Damned, published in 1942. The Tale of the Jazz Age, published in also 1922. And third is Tender is the Night, published in 1924. And the most notable work novel, The Great Gatsby, published in 1925. He was mostly written is the theme of this like ambition and laws, discipline and self-endurance, love and romance, and money and class. So I am and my point now I am to convey to Trupti Nayak to continue to presentation.
Okay, so I'm going to deal with the key facts. The full title of the novel is The Great Gatsby. Author of the novel is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Type of work is a novel. Genre is a tragedy, modernism, realism, and social satire. Setting of the novel is set in and around New York in 1920s. The novel published on 10th April 1925, and the publisher was Charles Scribner's Sons. Historical background of the novel. The Great Gatsby is set against the backdrop of the Jazz Age, a term coined to describe the culture, social, and artistic dynamism of the 1920s in the United States. The period also known as the Roaring Twenties. followed the end of the World War I and was marked by significant changes in American society. Cultural dynamism, jazz music, economic prosperity, and changing social norms characterized the era. Flapper fashion emerged with short hair, loose dresses, symbolizing the liberated and independent spirit of a young woman. Like at that time, the women were breaking the tradition chain that women should wear this and like long hair and all this. The Prohibition Act banned alcohol, leading to illegal activities. World War I, 1914 to 1918, had a profound impact, challenging traditional values and causing disillusionment among returning soldiers. Now, I would like to call Bhumiba for further information. Sorry, Unnati to continue this presentation.
Yes, very good evening, everyone. Today I'll be dealing with first the characters of the novel. First one is the Nick Carraway, the narrator of the novel. He is quite tolerant, open minded, and as a result, others tend to talk to him and tell their secrets. When we discuss about the overview or plot, we will come to know that how everyone is just like feeling free to discuss their secrets. Jay Gatsby, the title character, around 30 years old, the qualities of self invention is what gives Gatsby the quality of greatness. Later becomes wealthy by organized crime, including distributing illegal alcohol and trading in stolen securities. Then will come with the couple. There's a pair, Daisy and Tom Buchan, Buchanan. Sorry, are husband and wife. Prior to their marriage, Daisy was in love with Gatsby, and Tom's body is a cruel body with enormous power and was a college athlete. Here we will come across that here the Tom is one of the like body like as he was an athlete. So he had an extramarital affair with the Marshall Wilson. That also next. Yes. So the another one is Jordan Becker belongs to the upper crust of the society, and she has quickly risen among the social ranks to become a famous golfer, a sport played mainly among the wealthy. Here, the Jordan Baker is the one, as Drupti mentioned, that she was the one who wants to break the barrier. Like she was in the sports, like involved in the sports. And Martial and George Wilson, the another couple, husband and wife, Martial feels imprisoned in her marriage with George Wilson, and a downtrodden and uninspiring man who she mistakenly believed had a good breeding. So, yes, next. So, here, when we talk about the novel, there are total 9 chapters, and the novel begins with it was written during 1923 and 24, and the novel begins with the Nick Carraway's arrival, that he is coming to East Egg from Minnesota to learn about the business bonds. Like, so there he lives near the Gatsby's extravagant mansion. And now, wrinkled romance. Nick facilitates a reunion between Gatsby and Daisy. Here, when the Nick goes to the East Egg, there he meets his cousin, Daisy, and Daisy and Tom, they both are married. But then later, Gatsby tells Tom about the secrets of like that he was in love with the Daisy, and first of all, yes, Gatsby was had served himself in the World War First. So now he just want to be a rich man just to like impress Daisy, because he thinks that Daisy had left him for the extra like a lavish life. So yes, and Gatesby's sole purpose in life seems to be winning Daisy back, and he throws in his wealth at creating an illusion of the life he believes she deserves. Social divide. Here we will find difference, that is the two newly rich and the established aristocracy, that is Tom. And so here we will see that Gatsby is newly rich. And why? Because he is the new one to become a rich. But here the Tom is aristocracy, as he is carrying the legacy of the forefathers and all. So, and Gatsby passed an illegal means of acquiring wealth become a point of connection. Now here the next is tragedy strikes. Tom discovers the affair of Daisy with Gatsby. Further in the novel, we'll come across that the Tom is getting to know about the Gatsby and Daisy's affair. Once Gatsby is going with the Tom and Daisy and Nick. Yes, they all are. They are inviting. First of all, the Gatsby is always the Gatsby is the one who used to throw the lavish parties and all. So they invited them, and then Tom noticed that uh, Daisy, that Gatsby is having like they both of them are attracted towards each other. So yes, and at that time, Tom gets to know about their relation and all. So yes, the tragedy there, the main tragedy occurs there is the at that time Tom and Daisy, like Tom is the one who allows Daisy to go with the Gatsby to West Egg, where they used to live. So there was a talk between a Tom and a Gatsby, where Tom tells Gatsby that just stay away from Daisy and all. They had a talk, and after all the satisfaction got that Tom got from Gatsby, that he just trusted him and sent, though he sent Daisy with Gatsby. Yes, and yes, so in that way, in their way to home, there occurs an accident by Daisy itself. But later, all that blame is taken by Gatsby himself, and no one was aware about that. The blame that it was an accident by Daisy. So yes, and then the and at that time the accident during that accident, Martial, we talked about that Wilson and Martin Wilson and George Wilson, they both were couple. So and yes, Tom was also with relation like extramarital affair with Martin. So and during that accident, Martin was the one who was killed. So Tom was also in anger, also the George. So George decided to kill the uh, Gatsby, and he did so by when Gatsby was in his house in the poolside, and he just went and killed him, and also George also killed himself at the end. And the unraveling the dream realizes the hollowness of Gatsby's dream and the destructive nature of American dream itself. Here, what was the motive like of Gatsby becoming a rich? And here we can see that American dream itself is getting destructive. Aftermath, Nick helps arrange Gatsby's funnel with the emptiness of Gatesmith's life is painfully evident. Here at the end, there was no one in the funnel of this Gatesby. Only the Nick was the one who organized his funnel, and at the end we can get to know that how Gatesby was trying to like live his life, gain name, power, money, all the things, but at the end he was all alone. He though tried all his efforts to gain name and all, but at the end he was all alone. So yes, this was all from my side. Now I would like to request Mumiba for explaining further.
Hello everyone, I will deal with the themes of the novel. So, on the surface level, The Great Gatsby seems like a love story, but one of the main important theme is the American dream. Now, first, let us understand what is the American dream. So American dream is the idea that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve success through hard work, determination, and ambition. But the American dream is portrayed as a flawed and unattainable idea in this novel. The main character himself, the Jay Gatsby, he embodies this American dream. And he comes from a very low background and he rises his success. But the way he achieves this success shows the decayed social and moral values of the time. So through this novel, Fitzgerald shows how the American dream that was once a glorious idea has become an empty pursuit of pleasure. The other theme is the hollowness of upper class. The main idea behind American Dream is that the Americans like to believe that they do not live in a social class divided society. So they believe that anyone can be successful. But this is not true because we can see a social divide between the old money and the new money. We see how the newly rich people of the 1920s behave. So through Jay Gatsby's example, and how the old money, the aristocracy people behave. This can be seen through Daisy and Tom Buchanan. There is also a physical divide between both these people. They live in different sites. The old money people live in the East Egg, and the West Egg is populated by the new money people. And the aristocracy really looks down upon the West Egg and the people who live there. And we can see the difference in their lifestyle. Gatsby lives in a big mansion with lavish spendings. He throws lavish parties and he wears pink suits. On the other side, the aristocracy have a lot of style and dignity, but along with that, they lack accountability. This can be seen through a quote here. They were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and then retreated back into their money and let other people clean up the mess they made. This showed how entitled the old money and aristocracy people are. We can also see how Daisy lets Gatsby take the blame for murder. So, through these, we can see the hollowness of upper class and social divide prevalent in the American society. Love and marriage. There is a very strained idea of love and marriage presented in the novel. We see two marriage of conveniences, that is Tom and Daisy Buchanan and Martel and George Wilson. Martel married George because she thought that he was a gentleman. So only for the gain and convenience of a social status. On the other side, Daisy married Tom because they were both from the same social class and same social background. So it was appropriate. So we see there is no real love in the marriage. When we think of Gatsby, and his love for Daisy is based on nostalgia and memories. But that too is just an illusion because Gatsby does not truly like Daisy. He likes the idea of Daisy. So we see the illusion of love and marriage of convenience. Now let us see the symbols. One of the very famous imagery in the entire novel is the green light. The green light symbolizes hope. It symbolizes Gatsby's longing for Daisy as he watches it and stands there at the end of the dock watching the green light. The green light also symbolizes his unattainable dreams, how no matter what kind of success he achieves, that he would always be unsatisfied by it. And so the green light is also a symbol of the failure of American dream because the people who do get rich are not truly happy. The valley of ashes. So that is the valley or the west egg, you can say, where people live. This side shows the moral and social decay. It shows this wasteland of human desire because here we see all the factories and the the destruction it does. The people, the aristocracies, the millionaires who are benefiting from this factory live in the big mansions on the other side of the country, say on the other side of the city, sorry, and they are safe from all this. But here in this, we see the common people and we see the consequences of the pursuit of wealth and we see the emptiness of materialism. Another symbol is Dr. T.J. Eckelberg's eyes. So there is this billboard of eyes that is seen, and it is symbolizes the eyes of God or moral conscience of society because it looks at people, and beneath that we see this mention of this poster so many times, and beneath that so many wrong things are going on. So it shows the moral conscience of society and how 1920s was suffering from lack of morality. This connection of eyes of God and this eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg's eyes, this is done by George Wilson. And but because he serves, he finds this meaning, and but he cannot really do anything about this. And this shows the meaninglessness of the world and how people assign meanings to different things. But at the end of the day, it does not matter. Last symbol is Gatsby's mansion and fortune. They are a symbol of materialism of the jazz age and the corruption, because we see that his mansion and fortune, none of it are actually benefiting Gatsby that much as he's doing this for other people. He's throwing lavish parties, but he never truly enjoys them. He does all that because he wants to. This parties of Gatsby, his fortune, his mansion, they show this jazz age materialism. But at the end of the day, we see how shallow all this was and how empty he felt. So it also is a symbol of corruption. So these were the few themes and symbols. Here are a few works cited. And thank you.